Men over 60. This may be the most important video you watch this year. If you're waking up multiple times at night just to pee, if starting or stopping your stream has become frustrating, or if you've noticed a sudden urge to urinate more often than usual, you need to hear this, because these might not be just normal signs of aging. They could be urgent red flags that your prostate is silently enlarging, and your daily habits may be making it worse without you even realizing it. The shocking truth? Age isn't always the real culprit. It's what you're doing every single day, the drinks you choose, the routines you follow, and even the way you sit or sleep, that can trigger gradual but dangerous prostate growth. And most men have no idea they're feeding the problem. As a doctor, I've seen two very different outcomes. Some men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s have reversed painful symptoms and restored their health simply by cutting out a few harmful habits. No expensive treatments, no invasive procedures, just simple, consistent changes. But I've also seen others ignore the signs and suffer long-term pain, loss of confidence, and irreversible complications. That's why this video matters. In just a few minutes, I'm going to reveal 10 common habits that quietly and consistently contribute to prostate enlargement. And let me be clear, the number one habit is the most dangerous of them all. It's one thing most men do daily without thinking twice, and it's slowly damaging their health from the inside out. This isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. Because once you understand what's happening, you can take action. And yes, it is absolutely possible to stop prostate growth naturally and safely without harsh medications or risky procedures. So stick with me until the end. This may be the information that finally brings you relief, or even saves someone you love from years of unnecessary suffering. Let's count down the 10 hidden habits that could be enlarging your prostate right now, and what you can do to stop them. Habit 10. Skipping water. It doesn't sound dangerous, just drinking a little less water, right? But this one habit could be quietly undermining your prostate without you even knowing it. Many older adults cut back on fluids to avoid late-night bathroom trips. Understandable, but here's the catch. When you don't drink enough, your urine becomes more concentrated. That irritates your bladder. And right below it? Your prostate. The pressure builds, slowly, silently. This isn't just about discomfort. Chronic dehydration triggers inflammation, and inflammation is one of the biggest culprits behind prostate enlargement. What's worse, a lot of seniors are on medications that dry them out even more. Combine that with low water intake, and it's a recipe for trouble. And don't think it ends there. When your body's dehydrated, toxins pile up. That puts extra stress on your entire urinary system. Over the years, this stress adds up, and before you know it, you're facing an enlarged prostate and frequent frustrating urinary issues. The good news? The solution is dead simple. Sip water throughout the day, not just when you're thirsty. Pay attention to your urine color. Clear to light yellow means your body's well hydrated. That alone helps keep your bladder calm and takes pressure off your prostate. Stop avoiding water out of fear. Use it as your daily defense. It's not just hydration, it's protection. One small habit could spare you years of discomfort. Habit 9. Sitting for long hours without movement. Here's what most people never realize. Prolonged sitting creates non-stop pressure on your pelvic region. That pressure chokes off circulation to your lower body, especially to your prostate. And over time, this poor blood flow becomes the perfect storm for inflammation and swelling. Men over 60 who sit for long stretches, watching TV, browsing on the computer, reading, or working, are quietly increasing their risk of prostate enlargement and urinary issues without even realizing it. But the damage doesn't stop there. When you stay seated for too long, your pelvic floor muscles weaken. That makes it harder to empty your bladder completely. And what's left behind? Stagnant urine. That leftover liquid becomes a major irritant to your already stressed prostate. So what can you do? Stand up, move, stretch. Even just 1 or 2 minutes of walking every 30 minutes can dramatically reduce pressure and restore circulation. Walk to the kitchen. Do a lap around your home. Stretch your legs. Every bit of motion sends a powerful message to your body. I'm not giving up on my health. Don't let a still lifestyle create a storm inside your body. A little movement now could save you from major prostate problems later. Habit 8. Drinking too much caffeine. You wake up, pour that hot cup of coffee, maybe reach for another in the afternoon. It feels harmless, even comforting. But if caffeine has become your all-day companion, your prostate might be paying the price. Caffeine acts as a diuretic, which means it forces your body to produce more urine. That might not sound like a big deal until you're rushing to the bathroom more often, or worse, dealing with sudden leaks you didn't expect. But it gets more serious. Caffeine can actually trigger spasms in the bladder muscles, making the urge hit faster and harder, especially in men with already sensitive or enlarged prostates. But the danger doesn't stop there. Caffeine also tightens the bladder neck muscles, the ones that help you fully empty your bladder. When those muscles are restricted, urine gets trapped. And when urine lingers, it irritates the bladder and places even more strain on the prostate, leading to inflammation, discomfort, and a never-ending cycle of bathroom trips. You don't have to quit your coffee altogether, but you do need to draw a line. 1 cup in the morning? Fine. But cup after cup, or strong tea, or energy drinks loaded with caffeine throughout the day. That's where real damage begins. If you've been struggling with urgency, weak flow, or nighttime urination, cutting back could change everything. Try switching to decaf or herbal teas after your first cup and see how your body responds. Sometimes just one simple change is all it takes to give your prostate the relief it's been begging for. Habit 7. Eating spicy and processed foods daily. Let's start with spicy foods. Peppers, hot sauces, and fiery seasonings don't just heat up your meal. They can trigger a wave of inflammation, including inside your prostate gland. If your prostate is already swollen or sensitive, these ingredients act like fuel on the fire. One spicy meal here and there? Probably fine, but when it becomes a daily habit, the damage adds up fast. Now here's where it gets worse. Processed foods, canned meats, frozen dinners, chips, fast food. They're loaded with artificial chemicals, preservatives, excess sodium, and harmful fats. These ingredients aren't just unhealthy. They disrupt your body's natural balance, including your hormones. That's right. Some of these foods can interfere with your testosterone levels, a key player in prostate health. And don't underestimate salt. A high-sodium diet leads to water retention, which creates added pressure on your bladder and urinary tract. That means more inflammation, more stress on the prostate, and more uncomfortable symptoms. Over time, eating this way can lead to a dangerous trio: chronic inflammation, weight gain, and hormone imbalance. 3 major drivers behind prostate enlargement. If most of your meals come from a package instead of your kitchen, your prostate could already be under siege. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up flavor to protect your health. Swap in anti-inflammatory foods like fresh leafy greens, berries, avocados, and olive oil. Real food, real protection. Habit 6. Holding your urine for too long. It sounds harmless. You're stuck in traffic, finishing a meeting, or too lazy to get up. So you hold it in. We've all done it. But if you're constantly delaying bathroom breaks, you could be setting your prostate up for long-term trouble. Here's what's really happening inside your body. When you hold your urine too long, your bladder starts to stretch unnaturally. That stretching creates pressure. And guess what sits directly beneath your bladder? Your prostate. That downward force, repeated again and again, irritates the prostate tissue and triggers swelling. And for seniors, the risk is even higher. As we age, the muscles responsible for controlling both bladder and prostate become weaker, meaning even small amounts of strain can lead to big problems. But it doesn't stop there. When you delay urination, you often can't empty your bladder completely later on. That leftover urine becomes stagnant, a perfect breeding ground for bacteria and inflammation. The result? More irritation, more swelling, and a prostate that starts enlarging in silence. And if you've ever tossed and turned at night from the urge to go, you know this habit doesn't just affect your health. It robs you of sleep, drains your energy, and wears down your mood. The fix? Simple but urgent. Go when your body tells you to. Don't delay. Don't wait until it's uncomfortable. Especially at night, responding to that first signal could help reduce those exhausting 2 a.m. wake-ups and protect your prostate in the long run. Your bladder and prostate are closely connected. When one is stressed, the other suffers too. So stop ignoring those early signs. Habit 5. Smoking or inhaling. You may think it's just a puff, or that standing near someone who smokes won't hurt. But whether you're the one lighting the cigarette, or simply breathing in secondhand smoke, your prostate could be under attack. Here's the brutal truth. Tobacco smoke is loaded with toxins that choke off blood flow, ramp up inflammation, and damage delicate tissues, including those inside your prostate. And that's just the beginning. Smoking floods your body with free radicals, causing oxidative stress, a silent destroyer that weakens your body's ability to repair itself. Over time, this relentless assault contributes to swelling of the prostate, cellular damage, and in many cases, a much higher risk of prostate cancer. For older adults, the danger builds faster. The longer your body's been exposed, the more your prostate suffers. And it's not just about what you inhale. Smoking robs your body of key antioxidants, stripping away your natural defense system that helps keep prostate issues in check. But there's hope, and it starts the moment you decide to stop. Within just a few weeks of quitting, blood flow improves, inflammation goes down, and your prostate finally gets a chance to heal. If you're still smoking, talk to a doctor. There are tools, patches, natural methods, real ways to quit for good. And if you've never smoked, protect that gift. Avoid exposure like your health depends on it, because it does. Habit 4. Skipping regular health screenings. Let's be honest. Most men don't head to the doctor unless something feels seriously wrong. But by the time those warning signs show up, the damage may already be done. Your prostate doesn't scream for help, it whispers, and those whispers are easy to miss. That's why regular screenings aren't optional. They're essential. The truth? Prostate enlargement often begins silently, just slow, subtle changes beneath the surface, and without routine exams, you may never know it's happening, until things take a dangerous turn. A quick visit to your doctor once a year can reveal hidden issues like inflammation, infections, or early signs of abnormal growth. Simple, painless tools like the PSA blood test or digital rectal exam can catch problems before they spiral into something far worse, like urinary retention, chronic infections, or even cancer. But here's what's holding many men back: embarrassment. They don't want to talk about urination. They don't want to be poked, questioned, or feel vulnerable, but staying silent doesn't protect your pride. It risks your life. The longer you wait, the fewer options you'll have. Early action often means you can fix the problem naturally, with small lifestyle changes, not surgery or medication, but delay it too long and those easy options disappear. Habit 3. Eating too much red meat. For many men, steak, bacon, and sausages are staples of daily life. But what feels like comfort food could actually be quietly inflaming your prostate, one bite at a time. Studies have revealed a clear connection between high red meat consumption and increased inflammation throughout the body, especially in the prostate. And when processed meats like deli slices and sausages enter the picture, the risk rises even higher. These foods are loaded with saturated fats and preservatives, two major culprits that disrupt hormonal balance and increase oxidative stress, both of which are known to irritate and enlarge the prostate. The danger is even greater as you age. Digestive systems naturally slow down in older adults, and red meat becomes harder to break down. This sluggish digestion doesn't just make you feel heavy. It contributes to weight gain, increased abdominal pressure, and added stress on the pelvic region, which directly affects prostate health. Over time, the damage adds up, even if you don't feel it immediately. But here's the good news. You don't need to give up meat completely. Reducing your intake to once or twice a week can already make a big difference. Swap out those heavy meals for lighter, anti-inflammatory choices like grilled chicken, fish, lentils, or hearty vegetable stews. These alternatives support digestion, lower inflammation, and ease the burden on your prostate. Habit 2. Too much belly fat. It might seem like just a few extra pounds, but the fat around your belly is far more than a cosmetic issue. It's a flashing red warning light for your prostate. Studies show that men with larger waistlines face a significantly higher chance of waking up multiple times a night to urinate, struggling with weak flow, and even dealing with sexual performance issues. And that stubborn belly fat, it doesn't just create pressure on your bladder, it throws your entire hormonal system off balance. Testosterone drops, estrogen climbs, and the prostate swells. The good news is you don't need extreme diets or intense workouts to fight back. The solution starts with small, consistent changes, a brisk 20-minute walk, cutting back on sugary drinks, paying attention to portion sizes. Even losing just a few pounds can take massive pressure off your pelvic region and bring real, noticeable relief to your urinary symptoms. And remember this, excess abdominal fat presses inward, squeezing your bladder, your pelvic floor, and yes, your prostate. Getting your waistline below 40 inches isn't just a health goal. It's one of the smartest and most effective steps you can take for long-term prostate health. Habit 1. The hidden killer behind prostate swelling that no one talks about. Of all the habits silently harming men over 60, this one is by far the most dangerous and the most ignored. Chronic, unmanaged stress. You may not feel it the same way you feel pain or urgency, but it's there, working quietly, every single day, tightening your body, hijacking your hormones, and slowly inflaming your prostate. Here's what happens. When you live in a constant state of worry, financial pressure, family drama, health fears, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol. And over time, cortisol doesn't just affect your mood. It triggers inflammation, disrupts your hormones, weakens immunity, and tightens your pelvic muscles, cutting off blood flow and irritating the nerves surrounding your prostate. The result? More frequent urination, more urgency, more pain, a heavier, swollen prostate that no medication alone can fix. What makes it worse is that seniors often carry this stress in silence, burying it under routines, responsibilities, and the belief that I just have to deal with it. But you don't. Because here's the truth. You can fight back. And you don't need a prescription to do it. A few simple habits can begin to turn things around. 10 minutes of deep breathing, a light walk in the evening, gentle stretching, calling a friend, laughter, music, better sleep. These aren't luxuries. They're medicine, and they don't just make you feel better. They help your prostate heal from the inside out. Managing stress isn't about calming down. It's about reducing inflammation, restoring balance, and breaking the cycle that's quietly fueling your symptoms. This one shift could be the most powerful step you ever take, not just for your mind, but for your body. Now that you've seen the 10 everyday habits that could be enlarging your prostate, the real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Because these aren't just lifestyle tips, they're tools, proven, powerful tools that can save you years of discomfort, sleepless nights, and unnecessary treatments. If you're over 60, don't wait for the next flare-up. Start today. Drink a little more water. Say no to that second helping of processed meat. Go for a short walk. Breathe, rest, reset. These tiny choices add up. Your prostate won't change overnight, but with the right steps and some consistency, your body can begin healing in ways you never thought possible. If this video opened your eyes, don't just walk away. hit that subscribe button. We're here every week with real, practical health advice made for men and women over 60. No gimmicks, no fluff, just straight talk, real science, and simple steps you can take to feel better, move better, and live stronger.